I'll go ahead and hit record. We're gonna talk about a few practical things that we can use on a daily basis. I've got my flannel plaid on. We're getting in the holiday spirit. It's gotten cold here in Utah. People are getting together. My children have arrived. I was picking people up at the airport last night. Our grandson was up early this morning. I got to show him the Christmas tree and the lights, and he's pointing and saying, "Oh, oh, oh!" So it's that time of year, and it's fun. It's an exciting time of year. We get to slow down a little bit. We get to reset and identify the things that are really, really valuable and important to us. And one of the things that unfortunately happens during this time is we sometimes get run down. We sometimes find that it's the very times where we are wanting to be at our best and available to the people we love, we wind up sick. We wind up sharing whatever it is that's going around with one another. I know each of you understand what I'm talking about. We might not eat as healthily as we normally do, and so our bodies are working overtime to try and compensate. And somebody, unfortunately, has an illness and they bring it. We're in closer quarters, and what do? We share it. And so today's Zoom is all about some strategies that we can do for ourselves, for our families, for the people we love, and really so that we all can enjoy the holiday time. We can help our families and the people we love enjoy the holiday time, but also to share this information with others because most people have no idea that there are some very practical things that we can do on a daily basis to boost our body's ability to handle, the stresses, the uh, the toxins, the germs, the carbohydrates, right? All the things that cause inflammation during this time. And so that's what we're going to talk about. So let me go ahead and share my screen quickly. We'll cover some of this basic material real quick about Top Shelf Nutra being unique. And the reason we're unique is because we are facing a time of alarming increase of disease. Now, you all, if you've watched any of our presentations, are familiar with what we're talking about with regards to chronic illness, because we've covered this, right? These are on the tops of people's minds. Are on the front cover of magazines when it comes to high blood pressure, when it comes to arthritis, when it comes to diabetes, when it comes to Alzheimer's and dementia. All of these heart attacks, cancer, Alzheimer's, and others being tied to this secret killer known as inflammation. And we've seen this massive increase in chronic illness in our population. Well, what does this mean? This means that much of the population are coming together to share the holidays with each other, and they are suffering from these things. And what these do is once you have one and you're suffering from one area of chronic illness, you tend to be more susceptible to receive infections and whether it's viral or bacterial or breakdowns of other tissues, the stresses and the inflammation of one illness tend to lead into another. And so we've seen over the United States a greater growing percentage of our GDP going towards health and wellness and medical care that than pretty much any other country. Although we're seeing a growth in the other countries, we're seeing an exponential growth here in the United States. And so the question is, what's causing it? Could it be the diet? Could it be lack of exercise? Is it the increase in pollution, the increase in drugs and immunizations? Is it the massive increase in chemicals and herbicides and pesticides? Is it the fact that our food, much of it has been genetically modified and we're just not getting the levels of nutrition that we used to? And is it the toxins? Is it the inflammation? Is it digestive problems? Is it lack of essential nutrients? And the answer to all of this is yes. Yes. In 1990, only 20% of adults suffered from chronic disease. Today, we've got over 60% of the adults in the United States suffering from at least one, and many of them suffer from three or more. So that's all I wanted to share on that today, was to talk about the dire situation that we're in. And that is, again, one of the reasons why when we get together over the holidays, we tend to spread it around, because somebody is dealing with an impaired immune function. It could be because of these chronic illnesses. It could be because of the increase of toxins and chemicals. It could be because they're on a medication that is actually decreasing their immune function. And so as a result, they're more susceptible. They're carrying more of these types of infections, and then they tend to get shared around as we share the remote control, as we pass around things, playing games, all of the things we love to do. And we don't want to be germaphobes. We don't want to be walking around with gloves and masks and all these things. Instead, what we want to do is we want to boost our immune function. So I've got a few things here that I wanted to share with you. I've written down some notes, and I'm going to ask any of you that would like to go ahead and share some of your recipes and formulas for health that you use during the holidays as well, after I share a few. And also, if any of them that I share are ones that you've actually tried, I'd like you to pipe up and share your experience with that as well. So I'll start. I've got a couple of drinks made up here. Okay. I've got one that is detox tea, which is a very easy one. If you know the Top Shelf Nutra formulas, all you need is hot water and a scoop of the detox tea powder. Stir that up, and you've got yourself something that will, one, boost your immune function, help your body be more intelligent immune wise, being able to identify pathogens more readily, and your immune function has the tools it needs to then respond effectively to identify, neutralize, and eliminate any of these types of instigators, whether it's an inflammatory compound, whether it's something that's going to cause irritation and inflammation in the digestive system, whether it's something that's going to pass into the bloodstream that's going to cause that, or whether it's a pathogen, right? A virus or a bacteria or a fungus. Some of you are familiar with something that's said a lot of times during the holidays, where they say, I got a stomach flu, right? Or I got a stomach bug or an intestinal flu. Well, folks, that's what we're talking about. Those are viruses and bacteria, okay? And so, how do you get rid of them? That detox tea, in addition to a whole bunch of powerful nutrients, it has in it the calcium bentonite clay. And calcium bentonite clay is one of the most powerful preventers you can do for anything that's coming in through the digestive system at identifying, neutralizing, and eliminating those viruses, those flu bugs, those bacteriums. And so calcium bentonite clay in that detox tea is a powerful, powerful thing. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, that's great. I can drink my tea, but what do I do for the kids, right, who don't like to drink tea? Well, a couple of suggestions. One is you can steep the tea, and then you can put it in the fridge and chill it. And now it's just a very sweet tasting um, iced tea, if you will, but it's a different flavor than typical iced tea. But you can put that in a sippy cup for a young one. You can put it in a glass, whatever it is, and they can drink it. If they don't like hot drinks, they can drink it cold. Some of you might have seen something that my daughter posted of our grandson. He loves yogurt, but rather than getting yogurt with all the sugar in it, she gets the unsweetened, unflavored yogurt. She puts in a little bit of the Vital Shake and a little bit of the detox tea and stirs it up. And you probably saw in the video, it's a yellow color because of that detox tea. And he just craves this stuff. Like he just devours it. And so every day, every morning, he's getting not only all the nutrition, but he's getting some powerful, powerful detoxifiers that if there's any bacterias, if there's any viruses, if he's picking anything up from his primary classes at church or from interacting with other kids, guess what? Those things are getting identified, neutralized, and flushed out of his system so that they can't infect him and get him sick. So that's a wonderful strategy, and you can do a lot of things with that. In fact, I've heard of people just putting it in smoothies, putting it in popsicles, putting it in yogurt, putting it in oatmeal. There's a lot of different ideas you can do if you don't want to drink the tea. Okay. Another one that is fun. This right here is actually Sport and Go put into hot water. So it's like an apple cider. If you've ever had cider in the winter, this is a wonderful immune boost in the morning. Rather than have a cup of coffee, or in addition, have yourself a cup of hot cider. It's just, hot water and a scoop of the Sport and Go, and it tastes amazing. And you know what? It works more on an immune function when it's warm. So you can turn this wonderful afternoon refreshing cool drink also into a hot drink that will boost your immune function at any time, morning or night. I love it as a hot cider, but I'm a cider drinker. I love it. If any of you have wassail during Christmas time, it tastes a lot like a wassail. So that's a wonderful tip. Another one is during the holidays, uh, you can lean on this micellized tea tree. I love this product. Okay, I've used tea tree for years, but tea tree has always been a little harsh, right? It dries out the skin. It's a little bit burning on the throat and the mouth. One of the wonderful strategies for tea tree is to put it on the glands, whether it's the glands below your ear or on your throat or under your arms. But when I would do that with regular tea tree, I had to be careful because it would burn. It was astringent, right? This micellized tea tree, no, you don't have to. Okay. You can put it right on the skin and it doesn't burn, but it penetrates, it's absorbed. It's a water soluble oil. They've taken the oil molecule, which can sometimes be astringent and burn to topical, and they micelize it with water. And so now it's a water soluble. And so you can put it right on the skin. I put it right in my mouth. I even showed you I put it in my eyes if there's a bacteria, a fungal or bacterial infection in the eyes. But right under your arms, you can apply it as often as you want, and it goes straight in to empowering your immune function and fighting off infections. So this is something bottoms of your feet, under the arms, on the glands, in the mouth, even in the nose. Normally, you'd never be able to do that with tea tree, but with micellized tea tree, you can for yourself, for your kids. It's safe and very, very, very effective. I'm just going to tell you, we've done it in our family many, many times, and you start to notice something coming on. Guess what? That boosts it. It also, normally, when someone uses tea tree, everyone around you smells it. Because it's water soluble, it's micellized, it's not quite as strong. Yes, it still has its tea tree, okay? But you don't get that overwhelming aroma of tea tree, which I don't mind. But if you're trying to go into public around people and you're worried about what you're going to smell like, you put it under your arms, and in a matter of minutes, you're not going to smell like tea tree anymore. It's amazing. And I just put drops and drops of it in my mouth, whereas before I had to limit myself. With the micellized, I can get to an effective medicinal potency without the astringency. So anyway, that's another one that's really, really fun. You can even make a tea out of that. If you have hot water, put some drops of that tea tree in there and drink that. Another powerful way to boost your immune function. Let's see. Some of you know this calcium bentonite clay. This is the active ingredient, one of the active ingredients in the detox tea, but you can buy it in bulk with TopShelfNutra, and you can do a foot bath. You could actually do your whole body detox bath just by adding it to the bath water. Some powerful, powerful ways to detox your body through your skin. Again, very relaxing, very powerful, very potent, safe for children. And so keep that one in mind as well. If
Hey Todd,
you're wanting, yeah, Kurt.
yeah, sorry to interrupt. Just to clarify, when you do the detox with the bentonite clay, only use the bentonite clay. If you're a little bit risky, you can put the detox tea in there too, but you might just come out looking like an Oompa Loompa. So I just wanted to give you just to clarify the verbiage here with the detox. Just only bentonite clay in that bath, okay?
Thanks, Kurt. Good point. We don't want to be turning everybody yellow. So yeah, use the bentonite clay in your bath, not the detox tea. Thank you, Kurt. All right. Also, one of the things that happens to me personally and some of my family members during the winter, because of the cold temperatures, you're going in and out of a heated environment into the cold, and then back, whether you're getting in and out of your car or your house. And so my skin gets really, really dry. And those of you who are in an environment where you experience that, you might understand what I'm talking about. We have the Delo cream, which is amazing. I use every day. Deep, deep, nourishing, moisturizing formula that I use, especially on my scalp, where I will tend to dry out. But also, I really step up my muscadine seed oil. One, it's loaded with those essential fatty acids, but also tocotrienol, which is a powerful version of vitamin E, which helps to make the skin resistant. It helps the skin to hold on to the moisture, and so you are less resistant to the drying effect. But you're getting all of the antioxidants and benefits as well, and so you're boosting your immune function. You're boosting your ability for expanding blood flow and circulation, all of the anti-aging effects. And I just put that right in my mouth. I've already had 6 or 8 squirts in my mouth today, and I do that on a daily basis. During the winter, I carry one in my car for that very reason, that I can be getting extra of those tocotrienols and essential fatty acids on a daily basis. Very, very easy, naturally cold pressed from the muscadine seeds. All right, another one here. This one here is actually hot chocolate. Okay. So that is the vital shake. You make up the vital shake and then you add to it and add to it the cocoa powder and make a hot chocolate. Okay. Now I will tell you, when you're doing the vital shake to make this, don't use scalding hot water to start. Use room temperature water or even warm water to mix up that shake. Make it a little stronger, so use a little bit less water and more of the shake powder, so that you get kind of a thickness to it, and then heat it up. Okay. Then once you've mixed it and it's hydrated, then you can heat it up and nothing will happen. If you start with scalding hot water, I'm just going to warn you, there's egg protein. Okay. That's one of the sources of protein. Powerful, powerful source of protein that we use in the Vital Shake. If you put that in scalding hot water, you will end up with scrambled eggs. Okay. So use warm water till it's mixed and hydrated. The powder has been mixed in with the water, then heat it up and have yourself a cup of hot chocolate, healthy hot chocolate that you can then share with your family. Let's see what else I have on here. Extra GTM, step up your GTM. You probably saw the Christmas special that's going on right now, where we have the trifecta of health with the extra ginger, the turmeric, the muscadine. This is an incredible value. We've never had it available at this price, so don't miss out on the Christmas special. But you can just break open extra capsules into your tea or your food to get extra ginger, turmeric, muscadine. These are, like I say, an incredible value. Don't miss the trifecta special going on. Oh, this one. Some of you might be familiar with this, because growing up, my mom would have me do this. She'd have me, if I started to get a sore throat or was showing signs of sickness, she'd have me get a cup of hot water and put salt in it. And I would gargle that, right? I'd gargle that salt water. Well, they've recently advised to stop doing that because of all of the terrible stuff that is in our salt, the iodized salt nowadays. But with the all natural organic Fijian sea salt, it works fantastic. And I've actually done that myself, and we've done it at home with the kids, where if you start to feel something coming on, you want to boost your immune system, just hot water and a little bit of those salt crystals, mix them up, and then you gargle that. You can either swallow it or spit it out, whatever you want, but you gargle it, and the minerals get activated in that sea salt, and it boosts your immune system. There's a lot of stuff online you can read about that. So let me see if I've covered everything I had written down here. I believe I did. So now what I'd like to do is I'd like to invite any of you that want to share your experience with these to please unmute yourself, turn on your camera, or don't turn on your camera. We're not going to be sticklers about that, but we'd love to hear any of these strategies or others that you are using and have used to stay healthy during the holidays. Hey,
Hello, Mr.
Darlene.
Powell. Hi, how you doing?
Fantastic.
Um, Thank you for allowing us to share. These products are really amazing, and I have had the opportunity to try a lot of different ones. And first, I like to say I shared some with my granddaughter who had eczema, and it helped her skin a lot. Also, I use the oil on my face and hands, and I have dry skin, hands and feet. And let me tell you, it works. Your feet won't be dry no more when you use that oil. Um, Also the salt, I've used that. That is very good. I will try it now with the gargling for the throat. So I thank you for that. We thank you for that. The D-Lo cream I've tried. That's amazing. The Sports and Go, it does give you energy. And I just ordered the tea tree to use for my family. And what else? I've tried basically a lot of our products, and I've gotten results from all of them. I love that D-Lo cream on my skin. It makes your skin feel so good, and it smells so good too. So, but yes, that's and the detox tea and the bentonite clay. Now, the bentonite clay, I love putting it in my bath water. I have some left over from Wild, and it works wonderful on the skin. And taking it works too. So that's what I like to share.
That's wonderful, Darlene. Thank you. And that is one thing I've noticed for people that if you know somebody who is struggling with eczema or they're itching right on their legs and things like that, they're dealing with allergies. You can make a bentonite clay bath and just soak in there, and it will take that itching out and help with that. So wonderful, Darlene. Thanks so much. Who's next?
Hey, Mr. Smith, real quick. So I take everything. I love the idea about the sport and go heating it up. Never thought about that. I definitely will be trying that, and I'll probably share with some of my family because that could be a good way to introduce them to the products. But a question, you mentioned the sea salt. What I've done in the past is if I got a tickle in my throat, aside from the tea tree oil, a few drops to use that. I've also used the calcium bentonite clay, and mix that up and drink it because I know it's pulling the toxin. So I'm figuring if it's something scratching my throat, it's going to hit it on the way down and potentially pull it out. My question is that okay to do, or is the sea salt the preferred method?
So they're both wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Bazemore. Both are wonderful, but they do work differently. Okay, so the calcium bentonite clay is going to grab any of the bacterias, the viruses, the toxins, any of those types of inflammatory things, and neutralize them and flush them out through the stool, right? So that's the powerful thing about the clay. And so absolutely, I would say if you're going to be around people who are sick, if you're going to be eating foods you're not used to eating, I would say be drinking that clay, either just taking the powder, like you say, and adding it to liquid, or drinking that detox tea, right, on a regular basis during the holidays. My kids, I mean, in the evening when we get done with our activities, they want to play games, they want to watch a movie. They're like, "Oh, it's tea time," and they all make up their detox tea. So absolutely, that whether it's the tea, whether it's just some clay added to the water, really, really beneficial in that fashion. The gargling of the sea salt is actually triggering an immune response. So what it's doing is it's telling your immune system be on high alert. And so whether, if normally your immune system is here, it will actually supercharge your immune system to say, go and attack. So if you are aware that something might be wrong, and there's lots you can read online about gargling sea salt in hot water. But if you're saying, I want to just get this, right? You're saying, I kind of feel that tickle going on. I don't want to wake up in the morning and wish I hadn't done something. That's something you can quickly do. Drink some of that tea, drink the detox to be there through the night, and then go get a hot cup of water, put a few of these salt crystals in there, and just gargle it, let it soak in the back of your neck. You can swallow it, or if you don't like swallowing salty stuff, you can spit it out, have another sip, right? Gargle it, let it kind of sit there, and you'll be amazed. You'll wake up in the morning, it just your immune system said, "Oh, I know what that means. I gotta go attack." So those are both powerful strategies. Thank you, Mr. Bazemore. Merry Christmas. Anyone else?
Hey, Todd.
Nephi,
Hey, good morning. Thanks
good
for
morning.
hosting this for us.
You
Uh,
bet.
so, as you probably know, my friends and I, a bunch of us are wine guys. We enjoy a nice glass of wine and like to do the wine tasting events with the meals and all that stuff we do. And I've discovered that just to re-echo the detox tea benefits here. The next morning, maybe you're not feeling up to it, after enjoying some wine the night before or some of the bourbons and different things we get into. Just that detox tea first thing in the morning, crack of dawn when you first get up, it goes a long way towards helping you want to take on the day after a night of enjoying the libations. Just saying.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. That's something I haven't experienced. So, but that is wonderful, Nephi, to know that. I didn't know. Thank you for sharing. I
Yeah,
know.
I figured others might appreciate that. I know you don't partake, but I respect that.
Well, but I'll be watching your orders, and then when I see the detox tea go up, I know you've been having a fun time.
It's tis the season.
Love it. Anybody else? That's fantastic. Merry Christmas, Nephi.
Thank you. Same to you and yours.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Susie.
Hi, Susie.
Um, I've been experimenting a little bit recently, so I take all the products faithfully every day just for wellness because I stay on the go all the time. Um, but with the trainings we've been watching, um, I decided to just experiment. I've had an inflammation in my eye that I don't really know what it was, but I increased my EFAs and increased my muscadine oil. But then recently, I started applying it on my eyelid about 3 times a day. And I've been doing that for just a few days. And I just realized this morning that inflammation's gone and my vision is better again. So I'm super excited about that. But also, after getting really, really sick about 2 years ago, when I hit high stress, I tend to break out with a cold sore. And with the new teaching with the new micellized tea tree oil, I put that on when I felt that cold sore forming, and it never developed fully. It stopped it in its tracks, and it was cleared up within about 2 days.
Isn't
So that was great. And since I run an event center, December's pretty busy, and
Mhm.
I've been drinking the heck out of Sport and Go this month. So I'm really thankful for all of its benefits. So
Fantastic.
thank you so much.
Susie, what great stories. I have experienced the same thing with the eye and was amazed. Aren't we grateful we have such pure things that we can even trust putting them in our eyes, right? So wonderful, wonderful story. I encourage you, Susie, to try the Sport and Go Warm. If you like warm cider, it's a wonderful Christmas wassail that boosts
Oh,
your immune system. And I too am very impressed with the micellized tea tree. I mean, normally, especially if you have an open wound, I would not go near it with tea tree just because it hurts so bad. But I have actually, cold sore coming on, powerful, powerful application and use case for the my slice tea tree. But even An open wound. I have put my-sliced tea tree right in an open wound. And I'm not going to tell you it doesn't sting, okay? But it doesn't sting as much as what we're using already as antiseptics, right? When you get a cut and you're putting, whether it's any of those types of antiseptics on the wound to kill any bacteria, the my-sliced tea tree actually hurts less than those others. And so I've been very, very impressed with it. And just as a little tribute to our good friend Blake Graham, who is no longer with us in person, but he's with us in spirit, and he was the one that put the effort in to find a way to micelize tea tree, and so grateful that he did. That was one of his final projects he did before he moved and graduated on to the next step in his existence. But powerful leave behind for us is the micellized tea tree. Thank you, Susie. Merry Christmas to you. Well, we have time probably for one more if we have one more person that wants to share. If not, I just want to wish everybody a Merry, Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays. However it is you celebrate, with whomever it is you celebrate, we hope that it is a safe time. We hope that it is a sweet time, a time of health, a time of joy, a time of peace, and one that we can all feel a greater closeness and love to all those around us. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and we will see each other in a week. Back to you, Mr. Bazemore.
Nope, that's it. I echo the same sentiments. Great Zoom, great information. And again, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to each and every one of you. Have a safe holiday, and we'll see you next Saturday. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Great information, Mr. Todd. Everybody have a happy holidays. Great New Year.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
everyone.